Okay, so this is for whoever thought they was doing something by posting my story on the shade room and screenshotting it. Okay, first of all, I've always had a fucking phone, so I don't get it where people think, oh my gosh, she has a phone, wow. No, I've always had a phone. Just because my parents put it out there that I don't have a phone, that's them. I don't talk to my parents. I'm not in communication with my parents, and I don't want to talk to my parents. I'm a grown-ass woman, 21, about to be 22. And if I don't want to talk to my parents, I don't have to talk to my parents. I don't have to talk to nobody in this fucking world if I don't want to. This is exactly why I don't post on social media, because people are going to say what they want. People are going to take whatever they want and turn it into whatever they want.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off, we kept that shit going. We got bus drivers, we got police officers, we got assistants, we got friends, we got people to lie, we got the storage, we got motherfucking video, audio. You ever seen that? We got the storage, we got motherfucking video, audio. You ever seen Azriel at my house? You ever seen parents at my house? Listen, bro, the call, look, bro, the man dealt with R. Kelly in my living room, bro. The man dealt with R. Kelly in my kitchen. We dealt with Don Russell in my kitchen, bro.
And when I drop the videos, the pictures, the paperwork, for him to get on live to say that Azriel is not right in R. Kelly, really? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azriel and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Okay, because I'm letting you know now. Well, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, I did want to tell you, to switch the 90 days out, but when you do switch them out, I did have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, really good stuff. What do you mean? We already talked about last week switching out the days. We've been talked about that, so why are you saying wow?
Yeah, because you hung up on me and called right into the building, and they called me to the floor to discuss the same thing I already told you.
No, I called.
You know that I talked to Angela now. You gotta get rid of Mason, and you have to get rid of this public, because they are working with Avenatti. This was a whole, this Gayle King thing. They knew about this from weeks ago, they've been planning this. I know you don't probably want to listen to me, but please, you cannot let him do this interview on Monday. All this stuff is a plan to just put you apart and make shit worse. Cannot let who do an interview? This Daryl Johnson guy. The guy who's supposed to be the publicist or whatever. Rip me apart how? Get you away? Rip me apart how? It's just all things. I don't know. No. Just be specific. Be specific. Rip me apart how? I don't know the how. Okay, I want you to find out. I want you to find out how and let me know.
If you haven't already, make sure you go and check out my latest upload in Patreon, as it will make this upload a little more cohesive as to the things that I have laid out. And why, when people question why I point out the things and the source information that was given to Tasha K, it's not a personal vendetta against her. It's me showing you all what you need to see. So the minute people stop trying to disregard people's observations and try to put them on certain teams and try to manipulate the message behind what's being said, then everybody will see things the way I do and will recognize how this individual, Azriel Clary, aka Jane, has been all over the place from the moment she started posting on social media. And I believe all these people make these specific posts on social media, sending messages, as I have said from the beginning. Now, when I noticed people were intentionally attacking Azriel, that was a red flag to me, especially when I started to notice these behind-the-scenes connections with her father, the ringleader who let another individual, Larry, lead the way for this bullshit advocacy, Team Truth, and then tried to distance himself after he had given him so much so-called evidence. So as I'm bringing light to all the corruption within this case and the magnitude and levels these people had to go through to deceive the public in order to justify this well-paid for conviction for Robert Kelly, I beg you to keep this in mind as you see all these people on these little press tours now. Continue to watch the things that they say because, Azriel forgets, we have plenty of evidence to show how she initiated this whole fight with Joycelyn because she was ready to leave and then filed a false police report. Now, if that doesn't give you insight to the character of Azriel Clary and all these individuals out here hoping to get an interview with her, just keep this in mind. We have seen the manipulation from A to B. We see how these ladies display themselves on social media. Then when they come to do these interviews, they're all buttoned up trying to look sophisticated and important. But in actuality, it doesn't change the fact in what we have seen and the potential for all these enterprise members to be held accountable for their roles in all the shit we have seen publicly.
This morning, in an exclusive interview, we are hearing from Azriel Clary, one of the R. Kelly survivors who testified against him in court. Now, on Monday, as you know, Kelly was found guilty on federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges. He could face life in prison. Now, this is not the first time that we spoke with Azriel Clary. We also talked to her back in 2019 in a very different interview. She was still living with R. Kelly and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, at the time. Now, they both defended Kelly and said they were his girlfriends. Here is part of that interview. What is your relationship, both of you, with R. Kelly?
We're with him. That's our relationship.
We're with him. Yeah, that's what it is.
And we're in a relationship with him.
Right.
You just said it.
A very strong relationship as well.
A very strong relationship, they said. Both women claimed Kelly was not abusive, and we should note that R. Kelly was nearby and made his presence known to the women during that interview, although we did not know that he was still in the room. We were told that he had left. We said,
see how this woman lie? Now, originally she said that she heard him in the background coughing, giving cues, but now she gonna say we heard he had left. Man, y'all are so fucking full of shit. But continue.
Down with Azriel Clary yesterday, more than 2 years later. She says our conversation back then was a turning point for her. And I look back at the interview that we did originally, and I'm wondering how you go from that young woman who was very clear, then I have no judgment here. I'm just trying to understand your process. It was consensual. She was in love with him. She felt he cared about her, to making the decision to take the stand against him.
I feel like that interview was a blessing because, you know, like I said, you know, for 5 years, since I was 17, I didn't have any relationships with any other women except for women that he had been intimate with. And so when I did that interview with you, I instantly regretted immediately how I reacted. And
you did? You regretted it? Did you?
I did, and I don't know, something about just watching you be very casual and calm and collected, and it just reminded me of me. I was like, wait a minute, I used to be that poised. I used to be that calm. You know, what happened to that girl? Where did she go? Mm-hmm. And I, you know, after that interview, when we went back to Trump Towers, I knew that he knew that by seeing you, it had shifted something in me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
shifted to what?
It kind of made me kind of wake up in a sense and realize, why am I acting like this? Why am I putting myself through all of this misery? Why am I exploiting myself for a man whom has me in this position in the first place, you know? And I really had to come to terms and, you know, realize that it wasn't love. You know, love doesn't hurt, you know?
That was a question everybody was asking at the time. It was really remarkable to see her years later. Ahead, more of our interview with Azriel Clary. She shares what happened before and right after the interview back in 2019.
Your wife called me, my mother, saying, oh, there's a lot of rumors going around. I need you to call me every single day. I need to hear your voice every day. I need you to check in with me every day. I said, first of all, I haven't been doing that for these first couple years. So now that I'm an adult, I'm definitely not about to check in with you every day. And that's what started it all. Because of her pride and my pride.
So what
did
that have to do with me?
You're attached to her. That's your wife. That's your wife.
So I became the enemy with your the feud.
Because when I would talk to you, you would be young too.
No, because if you saying your beef was with your mother, then you said, oh,
I feel like it was with both of you guys because, like I said, both you and her, when I would call, it was nothing but arguments.
I was never present with you and your mother. I was never present with you and your mother. That's why I never knew when you and your mother talked. What I did was found out when your mother told me she talked to you and y'all argued or whatever, and I would call you. And you would have that same attitude you and her left with towards me.
Yes, I would.
Okay, but I didn't have anything to do with that. So therefore, give me a chance to pick what side I'm going to be on, who's right and wrong. You came at me aggressive because of you and her.
This is not it, because I know your wife confides in you, and I know she's going to explain it to you.
Exactly. But she's not going to give me everything, evidently.
So, as you can see, the elephant still needs to be addressed.
But that's the thing.
Which will be addressed.
What I'm telling you is don't merge us like I never merged you. See, I could have been one of them parents that just fell victim.
The only thing I have left is my voice. And now I have to use it for my protection because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life. So stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna date. But you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding. Cause niggas that listen to dumb shit are niggas that be on that dumb shit. They need a life cause they ain't got no life, so they always